Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of Aqua Plays Banjo Kazooie. Alright, I'm ready to go. Now, this is Gruntilda's lair, and we left off right here at the beginning of the castle. What you want to do is just come up here and grab this first Jiggy. Now, for anyone that's not familiar with the game, these are basically like the stars in Mario. There are 100 of these in this first game. And he does his little dance every time you get one. Awesome. And then, this is the main lobby of the castle. You basically can't go anywhere from here, but there is a lot of stuff up there in that part. So, at first you're not going to be able to go up here, because you've got to go to the first level of the game first. Now, over here, also, these little red eye doorway things, these always signify levels. So, this is the first level of the game. This is Mumbo's Mountain. And the entrances to the levels are always blocked off at first. And what you're going to want to do is find the portrait for each of the levels. And this is a pretty cool mechanic. You go stand on the platforms, and you have to fill in the pictures with your puzzle pieces. And once they are complete, then you can enter the world. So, Gruntilda was nice enough to leave us one Jiggy in the entrance of her base. And if she didn't do that, our game would already be over, so that was quite generous of her. And you can see the door open and a nice little Mumbo's Mountain label there. The others may just test our wit. Alright, so this is level 1, Mumbo's Mountain. Now, this level is almost comically easy, especially if you've played the game before. And also one thing I wanted to note was, before, when I had played this, I was playing, well, I'm still playing on an emulator, but I was trying to play with keyboard controls, and it was literally impossible. I mean, I'm not kidding. It was impossible. Okay, so, that's a Jinjo. There are 5 of those on each level, and once you collect them all, they will give you a Jiggy. But what I was saying before was, I actually have purchased an Xbox wired controller that I can use on my computer. And so yeah, now the controls are feeling pretty good. So that was a good investment. Now, what I just collected are notes. There are 100 musical notes on each of the levels, and there are 9 levels in this game, so there are going to be 900 notes in the game overall. And there are also 10 Jiggies on each level. So that's 90 Jiggies in the levels, and there are 10 more in Gruntilda's lair. And one big difference between this version of the game and the Xbox 360 version of the game is that in this version... Oh yeah, I have no moves. Gotta go get those. In the Xbox 360 version, though, if you died while you were on a world, it would save all of your notes, and you wouldn't have to recollect them. But since I'm playing the Nintendo 64 version, if I happen to die on any of the levels, or if I leave a level, I'm going to have to recollect all my notes. So I'm going to have to be very careful. And also, it is my goal to get all of the collectibles in this game. I don't know if I'll be able to, especially when I get to some of the harder levels, like Rusty Bucket Bay. That one's very tough to get all the notes on. But I will do my best, and I think I should be able to, because I've played this game about 1,000,000 times. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to head up to this part first. And go over to this molehill. And of course, when you go to the molehills, bottles will always teach you a new move. And this one is quite useful. But Kazooie doesn't like the sound of it, and that's because it probably hurts a lot. Yeah, looks like it would. So I just learned this move, so now I can break all of these little huts. And inside each of these is just a random little prize. These eggs that I just picked up, these are projectiles that Kazooie can shoot out of her mouth. And they are going to be one of your main weapons in this game. But I have to go get the move that allows me to use them in just a minute. Extra life, nice. And this one contains a Jiggy. I'm going to leave that right there for now. These little silver spinning things, those are Mumbo tokens. And those are used to, they're basically currency to pay Mumbo the Shaman. He is one of the main characters in this series, and he can transform you into various other creatures and things. Alright, here's move number 2. I know absolutely everything about this level, and I can beat it pretty quick. I'm trying to speedrun this, kind of. I'm just curious how fast I can beat it, so I'm trying to play it all hardcore. Now, he just taught us perhaps the most useful move in the game, that being the Talon Trot. This lets you let Kazooie do the walking, and it lets you move up steep slopes. So, before I wasn't able to climb these, I would just slide down them when I was Banjo, just like this. But when Kazooie does it with the Talon Trot, she can easily traverse it, so that's very good. I'm just gonna leave all this stuff here and head over here. This is Conga, and one thing I want to note, I find this area kind of suspicious. Now, it's gonna take some... There's another free Jiggy. Just gonna leave that there for another second. And carry this over here for Chimpy. Now, if you remember in the first episode, I showed you that picture that I said was from Fungus Forest, which was supposed to be a beta level from this game. And... didn't want to pick that up yet. Alright, but that's my first Jiggy from this level. And he just explains what he is. Banjo does his little dance, Kazooie eats it. And Bottles tells us that we can leave. Not all too useful. But here's the final move that we learn on this level. This is also maybe one of the most useful moves in the game. It definitely is. It's up there with the Talon Trot. They're both crucial in this game and the next one. I love how the eggs have little animations too. They don't just sit there. Everything about this game has so much character. I'm kind of just glossing over the dialogue because I've seen it a million times, but go ahead and read it. Kazooie's always got good one-liners. Bottles has his little banter with Kazooie all the time. Okay, so we've got all the moves. I'm gonna head over here, get another Mumbo token. And in this level, you need 5 of those to pay Mumbo, so we only need 1 more. And this is a Grunty switch. In every level, there's one of those, and that activates one of the 9 remaining Jiggies that are in her base. So after we get all 90 Jiggies from the levels, and we get the 9 bonus ones from the switches, we will have all 100, counting the first one that I got when I entered the lair. Now this is just a little shooting tutorial, basically. You're just gonna have to hit Conga 3 times here. Yeah. I thought that dodged it. That's how I usually do it. Whatever. Oh, this controller is so nice. This game was unplayable with the emulator controls. Like, the Talon Trot, it was impossible. Yeah. See, that's how I usually dodge it. That works. Alright. So, there are 3 Jiggies over in this one little area. This is quite an easy level. They get much harder as the game goes along. The last couple levels are quite difficult. Now, one thing I want to note, I was talking about that Fungus Forest picture. Notice how this entire level is just all mountainous. It's all the same color palette, it's all the exact same. Then there's this one little section that is wooded with moss on it. And I'm going to bring this back up in the next couple parts because there's another location in the world that has this exact same texture. It looks exactly like this, but it's placed in another part of the game that doesn't seem to fit. Now, this is all just conjecture, but I think it's kind of fun to think about this stuff, especially with this game that I love so much from a kid. I love just reading myths about it and trying to learn stuff about it. Love this game, but yeah, just remember that texture. I'm gonna bring it back up in a couple episodes because I think that all that Conga stuff and the Fungus Forest stuff might have been pulled from the episode and just, might have been, what am I doing? You have to shoot eggs into this guy's mouth and each one brings him down a rung. and he gives you a Jiggy after you get all 4. But you want to stop on this one and jump up here and get this empty honeycomb piece. Very important, because you can't get that otherwise. Alright, gonna leave that Jiggy there too, and I believe that's... I'm gonna glance around really quick. I think that's all I need to do on this level. But yeah, basically I have a theory that that area over there was supposed to be in Fungus Forest, and they just pulled out Conga and that and plugged it into this level. Could be completely wrong, and I haven't seen that anywhere else, but I think it's completely possible. And there's going to be more stuff later that supports that, and I'll show you that when we get to that part of the game. No bears allowed in Ticker's Tower. Alright, so that's the 5th Mumbo token. Now, it's kind of unconventional to just leave the Jiggies all over the place, but I did that for a specific reason, and that is oh. Need to do one thing first. Let's grab that really quick. Okay, I hope I did everything, because I don't want to have to transform back. Now, I did this because, just for fun, I was kind of speedrunning this level, and also I just want to see if I can fit it into one part. Now, this is Mumbo, and he is, like I explained before, he's one of the main characters. He helps you throughout the game. And if you give him a certain amount of Mumbo tokens, which is always on a sign right next to his chair, he will transform you into various creatures that will help you get through the level. Now, in this one, he transforms you into a termite. So that's pretty cool. The termite has no attacks, but it can scale any surface, even better than Kazooie can with the Talon Trot. So now, if I've done this correctly, I can now... Also, you're just faster than you are as Banjo Kazooie. And the main reason I didn't pick up the Jiggies is because there is no Jiggy animation now. I don't have to watch Banjo do his little dance for 10 seconds. So now I can just fly through this level. The main reason you're going to want to transform is for this tower so that you can climb up the steep slopes. And also, I tried to play that area with the emulator controls, and that was impossible. It was impossible. It took me literally 20 minutes to get through it, and that's not a hard thing. Nothing on this level's hard the slightest bit, so it was kind of starting to worry me, because I didn't think I could progress through the later levels of the game with those controls. So, you know, I just went out and bought a controller, and it's really paying off. I feel great with this. Okay, so now I'm basically just going to glide over the whole level and collect everything really fast. This Jinjo will also give me a Jiggy. Oh, it actually stopped me there. I was in a little thing. Interesting. It only did that for the Jinjo one. Okay, grab these. Alright, then I'm gonna head over here. This bull also is interesting because he is completely invincible. I like to grab these with the termite also. The swimming controls are pretty good for the most part. They're a little clunky, but they're completely fine. And there are actually entire levels devoted to swimming, and it's no problem at all. But just that one little part seems to slow everyone down for some reason. It's kind of hard to get those notes down there, so it's just faster to get the termite. And of course, if you are playing this for the first time, you're not going to want to do this strategy that I'm doing. It's completely just for my own entertainment, because I've played this a billion times, roughly. Especially this level. Sometimes I'll just be bored and come play through Mumbo's Mountain really quick. Okay, so yeah, I think I did this correctly. They're going to be... I need 9 more notes. And I believe they're all in the termite area. So, oh, and one more thing you want the termite for is to grab this empty honeycomb right here. Kazooie will slip down that slope if you use the Talon Trot. I really hope all 9 of those are in the tower. I think they are. And I just left 2 more Jiggies just hanging out over here. Alright. Flying through this level. So good as the termite. You can go through it so fast. Oh, there they are. Okay, good, good. Alright, so I know there are 6 in there now. Alright, that's good. Yeah, that didn't feel right to me. I didn't think there were 9 in there. That's a strange number. Usually the notes will be paired in groups of 3 or 5. Pretty sure there's 6 in here, unless I missed one. Okay. Ow. He always compliments your cool shorts. Which I don't even think you have on as the termite. Oh, yeah, you can barely see them. Okay, yeah, that little series of jumps that I just did there, that took me... Okay, good, all 6 are there. Okay, cool, got it. That will also give you an extra life, which is very helpful. Especially on the Nintendo 64 version. On the Xbox version, there are basically no consequences, so if you die a lot, it really doesn't matter. But that first part of this room, that took me 20 minutes to do on the emulator controls. Impossible. Okay, and Jiggy number 10. Got it. Destroyed that. Also, the ant takes, or the termite. I always call it the ant. I think a lot of other people do that too. But the termite takes no fall damage, so can just jump right off that tower. Now, you're going to want to exit this level as the termite and go collect that Jiggy that was placed there with the Grunty switch. You can take the transformation slightly outside of levels, which is a very cool mechanic. You can take them just a little ways out of each world. And they will be useful for several things, including stuff like this. So yeah, that's our 12th Jiggy, flying through it. And now, when you leave this area, you're going to be transformed back. That termite also likes my shorts. Alright, Mumbo Magic getting weak. So yeah, what Grunty was just saying there was that when you open the world doors, like when I first got to this part, there was no termite there, but since I opened the world door, there will be one outside there, and several other worlds face that, or follow that same pattern. But alright, this slope we couldn't climb before, now very climbable. I love the progression in this game. You keep unlocking new moves and new things that let you progress through the level even farther. But yeah, this is going to unlock the rest of the castle, and I'm going to end this episode here. I think that was a good amount of progress for one episode. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.